Hello everyone, welcome in course on AutoCAD which is being conducted on behalf of engineeringtalks.com and mechanicalengineering.com. I am Saurabh Jain and today we are starting with tutorial number 3 which will talk about using commands in AutoCAD. In earlier two tutorials we had given a glimpse what is AutoCAD is all about and we have tried to give you an overview of the AutoCAD. Now from this onwards actual tutorial will start and we'll walk through with all the sequence of learning the AutoCAD. And today we are talking about discussing how to use commands, way to execute commands. When we talk about say any Word document, you can start typing up. There's nothing to think of commands. When you talk about spreadsheet, you can always write, enter data into it, put numbers into it. But when you talk about AutoCAD, I think it's nothing works without commands. So you have to start executing commands. When you draw a line, that is a line command. So we have to start writing a commands. So when you talk about way to execute commands, there are various ways you can execute the same command. So we'll walk through on various ways how can we execute the commands. So when we talk about executing commands, we can use ribbons, menus, dialog box, toolbars and palettes. We can work with dynamic inputs and command line, which is the heart. When we talk about, we can repeating, cancelling, undoing and redoing commands. Yes, we need to do it. We repeat the same command again and again. We cancel commands, we redo the commands. Executing a command with another command line. This is another thing. And then we can use help systems. So when we talk about all these things, this is the today's tutorial. I'll try to walk you with all the systems and all the processes to execute command. Hope you will enjoy this tutorial. Let's start. Yes, there are some important points. For executing commands, all the aspects of the user interface except dialog box work in conjunction with command line. What does this mean? Suppose if I click on line command in ribbon, it will also be shown in command line. We'll walk through this thing. So this is very important thing. So mostly other than dialog box, everything works in conjunction with command line. When we look at the command line, whenever you execute command is important because that command appears on the command line in a and it prompts you list of options which also appears. What does this mean is then when you talk about line or when you draw a circle, when you enter command circle, there are options like whether you want to use a 2-point circle, 3-point circle. So all the commands which is the options which will come into command line. So it is like a coordination that you have to look into command line while executing command is equally important. And yes, if you have dynamic inputs on, the tooltip can also provide the prompts. So these are the things that we look into this tutorials. Starting with ribbon, we need to understand that ribbon is like a horizontal top view of the AutoCAD workbook. Let's walk into ribbon and try to understand what is this all about. Yes. So this part is called ribbon. This is the interface for executing commands. When you talk about ribbon, is divided into panels. Like this is a draw panel, this is a modify panel, this is an annotation panel, this is layers panel, this is block panel. So these are called the panels, and each panel has related group of commands. When you talk about draw, you have these all draw panels. This is the ribbon statement we talk about. We need to understand. Fine. This is ribbon, and when you talk about ribbon, we can minimize this ribbon, we can maximize this ribbon. So there are options available. Let me show you this. When you see this box, this is minimize panels. So now when you see a triangle over here, you just click this. There are three options: minimize to tab, minimize to panel titles, and minimize to panel button, and cycling all. So say, when you will minimize tabs, what will happen? It will only show you the tabs: home tab, input tab, annotate, like this. So there are only tabs available. You click on this home and it will expand for you. Fine. Else it will auto hide. So this is like the way to have a balance between convenience and spaces. Sometimes you need a bigger screen, sometimes you can collapse it out. So when you talk about this, minimize to panel titles. See, So these are like home, and you have this draw. These are titles available with this. You change the tab and your panel titles will change. This is the another way of using ribbons. Minimize to panel buttons. So now it will show the buttons available here. Go into home, you will see the buttons like this. Fine. So these are the panel buttons, and when you click on draw, you have options available. So this is just a way. What I want to tell you is there are the options available to minimize your tabs. Sometimes it may happen that you are looking at, are where my buttons gone? So this is the way to look into it. And when you click on this button, you can always maximize it. Fine. So this was about ribbons that we need to understand. Now about application menu. This is, where is this application menu? Let's look into it. When you talk about this A button, you can see a red A. This is called the application menu. You open it. So you have options of open, save, save as. So this is our option menu from which our various templates we will try to open it out, and we'll look into detail everything how things works. But here I'm just walking you through the various way of the commands are available in the AutoCAD. Fine. This was all about application menu. This is called the application menu. Switching back, displaying and using menus. Now this is another option. Earlier, when there was no ribbon, we used to have menu bars and options. When you talk about there's no menus available, you click on this button and you say show menu bar. When you click on this menu bar option, you will get menu bar options. So now you have file. Our old traditional system of menu bar is available now. So now you can use menu bars, and drop down opens when you click on these menus. So this is the way you can bring menu bars into system. So this is another thing to look into it. If you want to hide it out, just click it again and say hide menu bar. This will hide it. So it depends on your viewability, what type of thing, but yes, you can even work with menu bars. Now we talk about using shortcut menus. This is another thing to look forward. Whenever you right click on the option, you will got shortcut menus, and it depends on the system that what you are trying to do in the shortcut. Suppose, let's see, let's move back into the, right now there's nothing in selected. So if I select right click, these are the shortcut menus. I can see what clipboard, I can see pan, zoom, recent inputs. If I have any, I can see over here. So this is the way we can have it a shortcut menu. But suppose, say if I draw a rectangle, if I draw a rectangle, if I draw a rectangle and see, let's go into this and see if I draw a rectangle, and now I try to select this object. When I select an, now if I right click, my shortcut menu has changed. So shortcut menus can change based on the situations. So now it has options like move, scale, group. So like this. So shortcut menu change based on the situations. Say suppose I write a command over here, circle, CIRCLE. Then I command write circle. So now options are like this. Now if I right click on this, I get these options available. So I can select from here like this also, the 3P. So now 1, 2, like this. So what I want to say is, whenever you click circle and you right click, now you have options based on that command. So because a command is in the offering for you, so now you can look into it, what are the shortcut menus are available for that command. So shortcut menu changes based on the scenarios and scenes that I would like to tell you. Now this is another one, is using quick access toolbar. Yes, this is a quick access toolbar, and there are some spot options like you can plot it out, you have a print option available. One more thing in the ribbon, I tell you, if you hover on the line command, say it will tell you the description. And if you hover it for a long time, it will give you a detailed description. Say circle. So there's a small description available. Now a big description is available. So you can take help from this, how things goes in the commands. So this was more about ribbons, using ribbon, how we use the ribbons and options available in the system. Yes, now this is something managing palettes. What are palettes? A palette is a window that you can dock or float like a toolbar. Palette combines related functions in one place. So these are very important things. These are collection of tools available, and you can use them. Let me walk you through palettes. What is palette actually is? See, there is a view button and there is a palettes. This is palette. So when I click on tools palette, we can see the related commands of tool palette. So this is a tool palette. This is the palette we were talking about. See, there are grouping is gone. There are different groupings. Based on that, we can see related commands. Even we can customize this palette. So it is like instead of going above, you can just take it from here based on the drawing or you are doing. Fine. So this is the way it works. Now let me tell you that when you right click on this, there is the option of allow docking. So when you allow docking, it will be fixed at one position, and when you allow docking, you can have option of left and right. Let's say allow docking, and now if I click anchor left, so this is not anchor left position, it is auto hide. So if you click not to hide, so this will be kept at this point. So this is the way it works. You can say electrical, civil, structural. So all palettes are available here like this. Fine. Lines. So this is actually the palette. The purpose of palette is that whenever you need to do specific task, you can bring that toolbar over here and then you can start working on it. Fine. So this is about palette. Let me clear this out. So after palette, we talk about using command line and dynamic input. Yes, we all know what command line is. This is a command line. This also floats like this. If you can drag it and place it anywhere you want to place. Fine. This is command line, and here we press enter commands. Whenever we click on above commands, say home, line, the command will automatically be here. And if I say escape and I again say line, so you have this line command available for us. Fine. So this is a command line which works. And now when you see that this is the input, you can say the point nearby. If I say 6, so you can see this is entering away. This is a dynamic input I was referring to. So this is a dynamic input. This is a command line. I am pressing escape. In command line, you enter commands. Other than, you also add coordinates, values, various things you will input in this command line. Fine. When we right click on this command line, there is an option recent commands. So it will give you all the recent commands we have done. Input settings, copy history. This is that you can copy entire history and place into the keyboard. This what we say notepad or your clipboard, you can place it over here. Fine. Copy history. Then this is lines of prompt history. When you click on this, it will ask you how many lines you want to keep in your prompt history. 3, 4, 5. You can change this. Fine. Escape. Now there are two commands that you need to know. We can hide the command line windows by using command hide. Command line hide. What? Command hide line. Now I have one more specific thing. Whatever small things I am telling in this video, I would like you that you should comment that I had learned this thing in the YouTube video, in the comment or in the website comment. With this, what will happen? You will remember them always. Say, now I am telling that there are two commands. First is command line hide. What is command line hide command? And with the command line, it can display. And shortcut is control 9. So let me, I'll tell you what it means. That if you want to hide the command line, you press a command hide, command line hide. Fine, let's do it. Oh, what happened? So if I say command command line and I say hide, when I click enter, it is telling me, do you want to close the command line? Yes. So our command line gone. Sometimes it happens that your command line is missing. What you will do? Fine. So now you can write command line and press enter anywhere. It will work for you. Let's see. command line. I say enter. So here comes your command line. Fine. Because dynamic input was on and I was able to take it. Now there's a shortcut called F9 also. Control plus 9, which toggles your command window. So if you have control plus 9, you will be able to see. Let me do control and 9. Enter. So now it gone. You can bring control and 9 back. Fine. So we need to remember the shortcut is control 9. Best thing is. So you can always play with to toggle the command line. Okay. Now when you talk about dynamic input, look, dynamic input, this is the dynamic input mode. So it should be on. If it is on, then only you will see these options, else you will not see. Say I close this now. Dynamic input, close. Now you will not see any dynamic input options. So dynamic input are the input which we can take with the help of cursor at the point. So you have to keep it on. Fine. So this is one more thing. We can use dynamic input features to execute command that you type. Fine. Dynamic input display whether you type a tooltip or near the cursor. Dynamic input also displays prompts of the cursor, so you don't have to look at the command line sometimes. But sometimes there may be some options which can only be seen in command line. So we need to balance with the things that you need to work on the dynamic. So when we start practicing, you will come to know all these things. Fine. Now this is using command names. Now command name is like every name has a one word. Every command has one word. Say line can be pressed with L. You can have something. But it also, AutoCAD is so smart that it tries to identify your wrong spellings. And there are settings that if you type something which you are mistyping it again and again, that command can be created for special synchronization for that new command that you want to do. So most important thing is you can use one word like L is for line, C is for circle, right? You can do it. Say I'll give you an example of wrong spelling. Let me tell you. Say instead of fillet there is a command. If I write round, R-O-U-N-D. Now this is not spelling, but this is a synonym type word. As soon as a round, it keeps fillet, because fillet is to give to round curves. So fine. So AutoCAD use these type of things also. So we should know these things. This happens. Now when you use up arrow, it can tell you all the commands, previous commands you have. You can see I'm moving with the up arrow and it is moving me. Now there's a shortcut for F2. It will give you all the commands you have used. Then you can just select any command, say this, and it says paste to command line. So with the help of F2, you can see all the previous commands. Say you have used a command and you want to see all the list, so this can be used. So now you write in the comment that F2 is used to display all the command line history. So this will be like, so whatever we have learned in this tutorial, keep writing in the comment box. So this will make you memorize. This is the more purposes. Fine. So we talk about you up arrow to repeat the last line, or we can press enter also. If we press enter, we'll go to the last command, or you can press F2 to see all the previous commands. And yes, there is a shortcut, right click and reset commands. This is also available. Okay. Now this is the most important thing when we talk about, when we press any command, we have to respond to the command. Because look, when you talk about say circle, now circle has so many options that you want to draw with 2-point circle, you want to with 3 circles, 3 points, and then it can be like you want to give the radius or diameter. There are various options will be coming up. So response to command is very important thing. On executing command by any method, we usually need to respond to the command, what I was saying. AutoCAD displays a prompt that tells you what you need to do next. It will give you steps. Fine. The format for command prompt in the command line is as follows. It says current instruction, or now there is a square bracket for options and angle bracket for current values. Now we need to understand what this square bracket is, what this angle bracket is. The text in the square bracket lists the various options available for the command. So text in the option, square bracket will give you options like 2-point, 3-point, like this. Fine. So we can click and select it out. The angle bracket tells you the current value or the default value. Fine. Hope you remember. So you can type again in the YouTube that angle value is for current or default value, and square bracket are the options. When you talk about some responses, it can be specify a point, enter a value or a text, select an object, choose an option. It can be like this. So let's try to understand how this works. Let's do one exercise and do something. This will give you an idea. I'm to AutoCAD, Control A, I'm deleting this. Fine. So I have a blank sheet available now. Escape. Now let's see. What we do is we'll do a polyline option. We have an option. Let you once again, let me add circle. So now can you see the square brackets? These are the square brackets. Fine. So it is telling me specify center point of the circle. Now if we want to change it, I'll use the square. I can click these points. Say I said 2-point. So it's changed the point. Fine. So we can change. Only objective is to let you know that the square bracket is for options. Fine. So now let's do one example. What I'll do is let's do a polyline. Which one? Polyline. So there is a polyline option. Polyline is like a multiple line options, but we'll talk in detail later. But click on polyline. It say specify any point. Look, I am specifying any point. Now it's tell you specify next point or arc input width like this. So now can you see that it's in W, the width. So what I'll do is I'll type W because I want to give an option to the width of this. So I press W and press enter. So now it's telling me specify starting width. So now it's telling me to start width. So I say 0.5 suppose. Fine. So this is my 0.5. I have enter. Now it's telling me specify the ending width. So I am not keeping the line common. I am changing. So I say 0.25. So now point is changed. Now it's telling me specify the next point. Now again there are options available with me. So when it was telling me specify next point, I said first I want to decide the width. Okay. So look, I do it like this. So this is my second point. Fine. Now it's telling me specify the next point. So now next point will come here and there. Now what I want to do is I want to change the width. So now I again write a command which is W. I say enter. So it again asks me specify the width. So this time what I am doing is I will just, because look in angle bracket it is telling default value. So I can just press enter. It will keep 2.5, 0.25, enter. Now it says specify the next width. Again it is 0.25. So let me keep again 0.25. Now it's telling me to put the second point. So look, now this is constant width. Fine. Like this. Now it's telling me specify the next point. Now I have to specify. Now I right click on this. See. And now it says recent input, close. So when I click on close like this, look, my command has been. So what we have done, we have given the response to the command with the base of options. The idea was to let you know this thing. Now what we did, first of all, we make a one line polyline. We change the width from 0.5 to 0.25. Then we kept 0.25 and last we close this out. So this is the response of the commands. So what I want to tell you, this is the way we have to give the response to the command. Fine. Hope you are able to understand. Let's do not save this out and move ahead. So like specify a point and select an object. It can be very, if you talk about edit command, it will ask you to select the objects you want to edit. If you want to move command, it will ask you which object you want to move. So you have to select that all the objects. We are done in the last two exercises. So these are the responses that will come into the picture. Now this is repeating and cancelling commands. This always happens. So there are two things. Look, repeating commands is like enter or space. Whenever you put enter or space, it will repeat the command for you. Fine, simple. So let's do it. Let's try to understand this thing. What happens? Control A, delete. Say I make a circle. Circle command. It is asking me to draw a circle. Fine. Circle is done. So now if I place space or enter, let's do enter. So again the circle command come into picture. Fine. Escape. Space. Again comes. Now look, depends. Sometimes when you keep right hand, you can, if you are a right hander, you will use a mouse to hold your mouse, and with the left hand you can press space. So this is way it will be a quite easy to do it with space and command. So it's become easy for you that you are holding the mouse and with left hand you press space, the command comes into the picture. So like this is the way to repeat commands. Fine. Whenever you have to repeat the command, either you use space bar or you press enter. Fine. Now there's another thing. Say I want to draw circle 3 times. I know I have to draw circle 3 times. Fine. I have to draw circle 3 times. So there's a command called multiple. M-U-L-T-I-P-L-E. When I press enter, it asks me enter command name to repeat. So it is telling me enter command name to repeat. So I say C-I-R-C-L-E circle. Enter. So now look, see. Now when I make a circle, one circle made. Now it's giving me a circle command again. Two command made. So now I don't have to write circle command again. It's like multiple command. It will be keep doing for me. So now say if you want to stop it now, just press escape. So it is a multiple. So when we need to repeat command multiple times, you can start with multiple, and when you do multiple, you will be able to repeat the same command with the help of multiple. Fine. So we talked about enter or space. We talked about multiple. Now we can talk about recent inputs. Yes, right click shortcut menu, which I have already told you that when you right click, there is the option recent inputs, and you can take recent inputs with this. What are the commands we have used? You can use it out. Fine. So this is recent inputs. Now we talk about cancelling commands. It is very easy. You can cancel with the help of escape. See, I write circle 1 point. Now I decided I want to cancel it. Just press escape key and this will be done for me. Escape key is used many times. We keep doing escaping in the AutoCAD. Okay, fine. So let's do one example. Let's try to do something with repeat and commands. Say delete. Say I make a circle. I make a circle. Fine. Now say I want to make another circle. This time I say okay, I want to use 3p. So I was using the point. Then I decide, oh, I don't want to use it. So I'll just cancel by escape. Fine, this is done. Now let's make another circle. I can press space bar. Here comes circle. So say I make this circle. Now see the magic. Now again I press spacebar. I have a circle command available. Now I have to use center. I can right click and say recent input. So many recent inputs. Let me do what I want to show is that I say circle, right click and say recent input. So you have to circle like this. So you can decide the various circles, recent inputs, and you can do this. So this is like using recent multiple commands and recent and cancel. Now next is undo and redo commands. These are the two commands which are used everywhere in all softwares, and AutoCAD is nothing new about it. In AutoCAD also we have undo and redo commands. We sometimes decide to cancel this what we have done and we try to redo it again. It happens. So let's walk through about this in AutoCAD, how this happens. Say we have this, say I go into home panel and line, say I draw this line, then I do this, then I do this. Lastly, now if I want to undo, there is an option in this quick access toolbar, undo. You click and this is gone. So line command has gone. So it has undo the operations. Say I made one circle, then I press space and made another circle. I space and then another circle. Now you have an option in undo. Let's watch the undo command. Undo. So when you talk about undo command, we have options like enter the number of operations you want to undo. So say if I say two operations will be undo. If I say three will be, and there are options like auto, begin, end. So these are steps we can make. Let's put say 2 and I press enter. So when I press 2, what it's done is it has done, we had removed two operations, last two operations. So this is how undo works. Fine. So let's do something. Now when you talk about undo, there is another command called redo. I'll tell you what now. Say I another put a line like this. Fine. So this is the undo command. So if I say undo, this has removed it. Now if I say redo, we have this last command again back to us. So this happens. Look, undo and redo works almost everywhere. But yes, if you print anything, you cannot undo the print. If you save, you cannot undo the save option. So we need to understand generally where undo works, when redo works. Okay, so let's do one example to understand more precisely what we can do. Delete, control A delete I had done. So let's I make a line first of all. Fine, this is the line. Say I make now arc. This is the arc, and now I made a circle. Fine. Escape. So I have line, arc, circle. Now I do undo 3 times. Undo, undo, undo. Fine. Now there is an option. If you drop down this redo option, sorry, I did mistake. So like you have options line, circle. Just a minute. What I want to share is, say I made a line, then I made a circle, and now I made a arc. Arc. Fine. So now if I say undo, undo, undo. Fine. Now in this redo, there is a drop down button, and I say line, circle, arc, arc. So if I click on arc, I have all the 3 options available. So what it done, it has redone all the processes. So we have this drop down which help you to understand how things are working on. So you can do 5 redo together. So this was I wanted to share with you. Fine. So this was undo and redo command. We have some undo options also, we'll see later on. Now there's one thing, commands within commands, which is called transparent commands. So generally when we create objects, transparent commands does not work. But when you have to do something, say, let's move once again to AutoCAD. Say what I'm doing is, I go like this, fine. Now I have a line command. Now there's a line command, but I now want to do zoom all. So within this line command, say I first select this point. Now I'm not collecting say line command is on, but now what I can do is I can press apostrophe and say Z space A, enter. So it has done the zoom for us. Fine. And now you can again work on it. So what I want to say is, whenever there is a line command, you can line command. The line command is on. Now I say apostrophe Z space A. It has done zoom for us. Fine. So line command is still on, but we have used a zoom command in between, and this is called transparent commands. So we can run this transparent command with the help of apostrophe in the command line. Fine. So this was about transparent commands. Now we have a last topic, which is about using help. How can we use help? Help, we always know it's like F1, but say again, say I made a circle. So when I run a circle, and now if I press F1, it will open a help for circle commands. Fine. And if there's no command is open, you have circle, then you have related topics, related concepts, related tasks, related references you can use. So complete help is available for us. With this we can use. Fine. And if there's no command is open, say I press escape. Now if I press F1, so we have a complete help available. So this is about help, and when you talk about this, this is also, you can press help for this also, this search button. So this also gives you help. So this is how help is done. So what we have done today, a quick recap. No. So what we have done today is, we started that there are ways to run commands, execute commands. Then we talked about some points that you need to concentrate on command line. It's better to look on options. Then we talked about ribbon, the options to how you can maximize and minimize the ribbon. You talked about displaying menus. You talked about application menus. We talked about right click shortcuts, quick access toolbars. We talked about palettes in this system, pivot tool palettes, and how they are combined commands at related functions in one place. Then we talked about using command line and dynamic inputs, that you have command line hide button and command line button, and you can always do control plus 9. We talked about using command names, that you can just use L for line. You have round and fillet we talked about. You have up arrow to use. You have F2 to see the previous command list in the command line. We talked about responding to commands. This is most important thing that we talked about. We did one example also with this thing. Some responses. We talked about repeating and cancelling commands. We talked about undo and redo commands, transparent commands, using help. So this was all about how to enter commands into AutoCAD. Don't worry, we'll be now doing each and everything together step by step. But idea was to give you that such thing happens. And yes, there's one more thing I can tell you about AutoCAD. You can talk about workspace. Sometimes you will say that I cannot see the workspace. So how to see that workspace? That is also including a space that I can tell you. Generally, it is that drafting and annotation workspace we are talking about. Let's say drawing. So how to find that which works? This is called a drafting and annotation workspace. So if you click over here and you have workspace button, you click on this workspace. So now you can see the various type of workspace available. 3D modeling, 3D basics. So 3D modeling will have different commands, different things like this. So right now we are working in drafting and annotation. This is important because sometimes it happens how to open the workspace. I just thought to let you know this also. Fine. So again into this. So after help, I again say to everyone, if you are a AutoCAD expert, if you know AutoCAD, if you are working in AutoCAD drafting industry, you are working in a specific industry for designing one concepts, I welcome to invite you that we can have some, if you have some specific idea, you want to talk on some specific topic, record your video and upload on this flipgrid.com/AutoCAD. In between the course, we'll invite your session in between and we'll showcase your video, showcase your expertise, because say in some industry, sometimes it happens that this is the practice we use. So you know your industry better and have experience. So we welcome you on this. This is all about knowledge sharing, and engineering talks is all about exchanging and connecting knowledge with each other. Fine. So now onwards, we'll start this course with taking one command each. Say we'll talk about line command, we'll talk about circle command. So we'll talk first draw commands all. Yes, and first of all, I'll have another topic which will be of around various coordinate systems in the AutoCAD. This is most important thing because you can draw anything, but where to draw is important because it's all about the dimensions and everything. So what is the coordinate system? I'll try to cover in next topic, and then we'll walk through step by step to draw, say, line commands, circle commands, polyline, what is the difference between them, how all these things works, then how to set up a drawing. So we'll have separate small videos now. This 3 videos has been big one, and coordinate system will also be a little bigger, but now then we'll take everything small. So this is a quite interesting journey. But if you want to join this course, I request you all, please join engineeringtalks.com, join the Auto Club and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need subscriptions because whenever the new video is released, you should know that new video has come. I'm looking forward for your comments in the comment section. I want to make you sure that you all write what we learned in this command. Small steps. So say if you write one thing, another person come and write another line, we'll have something coming up. So that will be great interesting learning together. Hope to see you again. Thank you very much.